Wanted to ask you what it was like getting your first career sack on Sunday. I'm sure it was a long time coming for you, and you obviously put in your dues and wait a long time to make that happen.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. It was awesome. I've gotten a couple in the preseason, but can't ever seem to get one during the season. So it was cool being able to be in there for AD. AD was supposed to be in there, but be able to go in there that play, and then Ernest made a really good move in the A gap. So really credit goes to Ernest for doing that and opening it up for me.
For someone like you, I mean, you're obviously not the only one on this defense who's had to kind of bide their time before having a role like you've got this season. I guess what was that process like in terms of just staying patient and being prepared and ready when your number was called?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy journey coming through COVID year 2020, no camp, and just learning the position. At first, it was more of be a utility guy. Come in from college where I was more of a DN type, 5'6" tech, and then in the league playing 4-3, and then when Bobby Brown went down last year, having to play some nose, and so just trying to learn all the nuances of each of those positions on the D line was kind of my first role, and then just bringing something new to camp every year is really just, I think, helped me just get a position this year, and I think it allows you to play better too once you have an actual role that you can take ownership of and really begin to master. I think that's been huge.
Thank you.
Adam?
Hey, Jonah, thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, if you like how you feel like the team graded out just after watching film in terms of going up against Dobbs the runner.
Yeah. We definitely could be better at executing the rush plan. There's a couple times where we had too many guys on one side of him. So we could have executed that better. I think we got away with a few things. It's just things that we just need to fix on film. We need to execute our rush plan better. But as the game went on, I think it got better. So yeah, we'll get it fixed. We'll be ready to go for next week.
Thank you.
Gary?
Jonah, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Can you kind of just, I mean, a 13-yard sack, that's not just dragging a guy down in the pocket. That's, that's some serious yardage. Can you kind of just take us through, as it was unfolding, what you were seeing and what's going through your mind when, you saw you had a path to get him?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the coolest feeling in the world, at least for a D lineman. Like I said, Ernest made a good move on the inside gap, and they stuck to him. So as I'm coming around, I noticed there's a lot of space there. But I mean, the only thing that goes through your head is just keep closing. As soon as you kind of get close to quarterback, you start to stutter and slow down your feet. That's when they make the move. That's when they roll out, get outside the pocket. So for me, it just turns into just closing that space as soon as possible. He's going to make a quick move, and really just hope you make the right decision, and it worked out in my favor last night.
And it seemed like, I think Aaron's tackle in the backfield might have come earlier in the game, but I mean, you left no doubt that the way you wrapped him up and brought him down, there was no way he was going to, wriggle free.
Yeah.
Was there any extra mustard on that, or, because it was your first, just like, there's no way this guy's escaping?
Yeah, well, when I had wrapped him up, also when you're trying to sack quarterback, like, the rules of really, throwing them down and doing the extra stuff, you're going to get called for that. When I had originally spun, I don't think he actually dropped a knee. So if I would have turned and maybe let go, I think he could have got up and ran.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, yeah, for sure. I think it's just this is not going to be anything but a sack right now. This is going to be my sack. So yeah, just keep holding on until I hear that whistle.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Hey, Jonah.
we talked a lot about how the Rams offense came out and really had a statement drive running the ball the way that they did. Then when you guys took the field, where third and longs had sort of maybe been a little bit of an inconsistency the last couple of weeks, you guys got off the field in that scenario. So what was the conversation like for you guys at the half? What was the feeling after that specific sequence, the first, that first time you're out on the field after the half? And then did you get any energy from watching the offense do what they did?
Yeah, you're always getting energy from the positive things that they do and from the things that special teams did. But yeah, whenever you notice a pattern, like maybe not as good on third down, that's a heavy emphasis during the week. And you just love to see an emphasis like come to life. It did start off a little slow, but thought we got better at it and limited to some field goals and some critical situations. So it's just cool seeing emphasis come to life in the game.
And then when you guys went back and watched tape today, the teammates takeaways, Christian Roseboom, and then the combination Byron and Quentin Lake, and I think Kobe Turner got in there a little bit too. He might be trying to take a little credit on that. Is there anything technical that stuck out to you when you went back and watched some of the details of how they were able to make those plays?
I remember on Christian's interception, it was just slow motion watching it, and we always talk about capitalizing on those opportunities and seeing him kind of like seeing that ball just bobble around, and it could either be like one of the best moments or the worst moments, of the game, and just seeing him capitalize on that is huge. And that's also been an emphasis for our defenses. We are getting the ball out. We do have opportunities. It's just capitalizing on all of them, because the turnovers are such a big deal in those games when the margins are so slim.
And you and Christian have a lot in common in terms of the way you guys have worked your way up, and both of you, obviously made big plays and have been making big plays, especially this year. Is there a little extra sense of maybe, I've seen that guy's struggle. I've seen his journey that sort of sticks out when you're getting to deprocess all of this?
Sure. We've been through all of it coming in 2020, and you're always close with the class that you come in, but especially with the guys that are undrafted. I think it's a different path when you come that route. And so just seeing each of our unique journeys, we both had to go to different teams for a little bit, ended up coming back, being here for the Super Bowl. He was playing in it. I was P squad at that time, and kind of it's just crazy journey. It's crazy looking at everyone's journey, how unique it is. And so I get super stoked when he has opportunities like that to really push his career further. And I was super happy for him.
Thanks, Jonah.
Stu.
Hey, thanks for taking the follow-up, Jonah. Just wanted to go back to what you mentioned earlier about learning each of the different positions along the defensive line. As much as you have ownership of a more refined role now, in what ways did that help you, I guess, as far as like being prepared for the one role you have now, as far as just having that familiarity and knowing each of those spots?
Yeah, I really think that each of those techniques, whether it's a 0, 2, or 4, even though those are head up positions, because of the space that you have in between the defensive line and offensive line at each of those positions, those techniques are all different in the way that I feel like makes me good at it or not. Like if you're close to that center, you're close to the ball, you're able to get hands on quicker, you're playing a tackle. Sometimes those guys seem to be lined up 2 yards off the ball, and there's just the space. Everything's different in each of those techniques. And so if you're taking limited amount of reps in practice and you're splitting those limited reps among the right and left side and all those different techniques, you're kind of spread thin. And so I think this year being able to take the 4 tech reps and just emphasize that, it just makes me a lot better at it.